Welcome back to Four Wheels Good. We're still here in Mongolia, and as you can see, it's starting to snow.
This ice and sky, we don't have that in Canary Islands. We have a very nice sunsets, but ice and so many pine trees, and we don't have that. So it's very different. I mean, the countryside is very different to the Canary Islands. And this is, I think nobody in the Canary Islands has seen it.
Well, the view's certainly breathtaking, but the weather has created a hazardous route for us and the competitors. But the snow hasn't quite stopped play.
That was alright. Couldn't see much because you were going. But no, it was okay. It was, we got a bit full of water because our spray deck's a bit broken from when we had the crash. And every wave we went through, in the end I was sitting in it, like up around the middle, and it's really hard to steer. So I was like, oh God.
Gus will stop this. Come on, stay straight, don't curl.
And my bum's freezing.
Travelling on to our next competition site, winter conditions are creating havoc and the Discoveries are mud plugging for their lives. But we've managed to reach our camp safely.
It's about, they tell me about 5:30 in the morning here in Mongolia, and it's been a cold night. I've got layers of Gore-Tex and thermal gear and several pairs of socks, but my feet in particular are very cold. At one point in the night, I'm not joking, I was sleeping with my boots on. I'd swear if I didn't wear this stupid hat in the night, my ears would fall off because they'd be so cold. But I don't know what I'm complaining about really. The competitors in the Camel Trophy, they're out there now, they're preparing their Land Rovers and their kayaks and their bikes for another day of competition. And the idea, the whole purpose of us being here is we join them. And to be honest, I don't care at the moment because I'm just going to get another 10 minutes in bed, please. Please. Oh.
Frankly, I think the competitors are bonkers. Now they're cycling miles of Mongolian mountain. Now the teams face more snow, and the Turks and Greeks remain inseparable, only to be stranded in a blizzard together for 13 hours. No wonder all of us, from the journalists to the competitors, were forced to sign disclaimers accepting we could die doing this cruel event. But eventually they managed to free themselves from the mud and join the others at Tats Lake. Okay, so they've risked their lives and the competition has been fierce at times, but the teams have had some fun too.
Adesso è incazzata però. following the road the whole way, and it doesn't show on the map, but it's here right in the road. There's a fork in the road, but it's not on the map. Yes.
Goodbye.
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 Thank you very much. This is Mike Rutherford, News at 10, Mongolia.
Well, we arrive at the Gobi Desert, Mongolia. It occupies most of southern Mongolia, and it's home to scattered groups of nomads who herd sheep, goats, and you've guessed it, camels. I almost can't believe I'm saying this, but we're just driving out of the Gobi Desert. I mean, the Gobi Desert. And, oh my God. First one home, chaps, wins the Land Rover trophy, remember? And it's won by the team from Romania.
It's really something. I mean, we are for the first time in Camel Trophy, and winning something is perfect.
The overall award is still up for grabs as the competition makes its way to the final stage near the ancient capital of Karakorum. Or is that Karakorum? What we're doing now is heading towards one of the camps for some real food, allegedly, and maybe even a wee drink or two, and a bed for the night, and some proper living quarters for a change. And I can't wait. Can you believe this was once Genghis Khan's very own patch? And it was also visited by Marco Polo. But today, it's just a small hamlet in the grasslands. That's it, 2,500 kilometres. I feel as fresh as a daisy. Well, we arrive at our final campsite to the usual warm, friendly Mongolian welcome. This is our home for the night. And it looks like someone's got the beers in, which is nice. It's day 20, it's almost over, and in this, the final competition, all the teams craftily arrange a mass dead heat and cross the line together. To these weary, demob happy competitors, this is the equivalent of reaching the summit of Everest. And as the expedition comes to an end, let's take a look back at how the vehicles have coped after 2,500 gruelling kilometres. And what happens to this vehicle now? It's been rolled down a hill. It's had every panel bashed, battered and generally abused. I mean, this is not going to end up on some Land Rover used car lot somewhere, is it?
Well, no, I don't think so. What will happen to it is the UK market will take this for future promotional activities, and it'll be used when it's tidied up a little bit for supporting the event next year.
You made a point to me earlier that although it did go on a roll down the side of a hill, that was nothing to do with the vehicle and was perhaps something to do with the driver?
Well, possibly there was a little bit of error of judgment there, but the fortunate thing about that, because of the way it's constructed, everybody walked away from that all intact, and they're here almost at the end of the event and still competing. And
what sort of mechanical state is this vehicle in now?
It's looking pretty good. It's been modified panel-wise the other side. But like I say, they walked away from it, and that's why we go to great lengths to put roll cages and that sort of equipment onto this type of vehicle.
And under the skin?
Under the skin, I mean, it's good. I haven't crawled underneath it, but you know, I'm sure if you ask the question of the team, they'd be saying, no, your handle's fine.
Great. And one last question, if you don't mind me saying so, and you can punch me in the mouth if you like, because I'm about to be rude to you. Gwilberry. It's a very unusual name. It reminds me of some Mongolian wild fruit that you might see on a tree or something.
Well, in actual fact, I shorten it for heathens like yourself, because it's actually Gwilym, and it's Welsh. And I've lived with it for a long time, and I know how to say it.
Told me, didn't it? The final award ceremony takes place in front of the ruins of a 13th century monastery. A rare sight in Mongolia, because most of them were razed to the ground by old Genghis and his mates. Oh, I almost forgot. The Austrian team were the eventual outright winners. The Brits, well, they limped home, bruised, bloody, and with more panel damage than anyone else in the, let's say, bottom half of the league table. What is going to be your lasting memory of Mongolia, Camel Trophy, all the people you've met? What's the one thing that really sticks in your mind at this stage? Apart from Karen, of course.
The people on Camel Trophy, they're the main thing, because without the people on Camel Trophy and the spirits of everybody, you wouldn't have the same memories. I mean, they've just been fantastic. We've made so many good friends. We've travelled with quite a few different countries, and we've made some great friends. We really have, and friends not just for a few months, but for, hopefully friends for life.
Well, that's it. The sun's going down and our Mongolian adventure is over. But we survived it. Despite the skin-scorching Gobi days, the sub-zero snowbound nights, the broken glass in my food, and the local vodka consisting mainly of paint thinners. But most of all, I remember the awesome and oh so cruel natural landscape. And the Mongolian people, of course. They had next to nothing, but the little they had they shared with us. But I'm left with fond memories of Mongolia, and hopefully you've had a little taste of the country too. Go on, visit the land of the blue sky for yourself. In a 4x4, of course.